To get the view now from the Trump administration, we're joined here in the studio by the US Ambassador to the European Union, Andrew Puzder. Lovely to have you back with us.
Great to be here, Maeve. Thanks for having me.
So all eyes on this vote finally taking place this Thursday. Will it pass, do you think?
All the signs seem to be good. You hate to take anything for granted, and I don't want to prejudge the result. We're going to keep working with people to make sure we address any issues that they have. But I say the signs are good, and really it would be economic malpractice not to pass this. It's a great deal for the United States and a great deal for the European Union. So hopefully we'll see it passed.
We'll keep a close eye on it. You heard in that report that some think that the US is the biggest obstacle to doing trade with the European Union. How would you react to that argument?
Well, I'd say, we signed this agreement we signed it in August, late August of this year. And every day since then, the United States has been in compliance with what it agreed to do under the agreement. We have yet to have a day where the Europeans are in compliance because they had a process to go through. I guess the second to the last step will be, or maybe the third to the last step is Parliament approves, then they go to trilogue, and then they vote again. But we're anxious to see it approved, but I don't think the United States is the obstacle. Like I say, we've been complying. We're waiting for Europe to get through its process.
But there's anxiety, of course, among European lawmakers. There's anxiety among European business due to the fact that every second week we hear different announcements from the White House when it comes to potential tariffs that would hurt our economy here in Europe.
So, as I said, despite what you're hearing, despite the political talk, the United States has been in compliance every day. There's not one day where we haven't been in compliance under the agreement, and we're waiting for Europe to be in compliance like one day. So, I don't think this is a one-sided issue. We're ready to go.
And can the Europeans trust you?
Of course they can. They've trusted us for 250 years, I think. At least many of them have.
And what happens if this is signed, but then in a couple of weeks, Trump gets angry with Spain, for example, due to their stance on certain geopolitical issues and decides to cut off trade with them?
Well, if you're saying what happens if somebody breaches the agreement, then I think the parties have to analyze where they are. I don't know that particularly would be a breach. We'd have to wait and see how the agreement comes out. We're still waiting to go through amendments that the Parliament's proposed and whether the Council will accept those amendments, and there'll be a different bill out of the trilogue. And so we're waiting to see what the final bill says. But it's like any other agreement. If one party breaches, the other party reacts.
And of course, the big news that we're reporting on this morning is Commission President Ursula von der Leyen in Australia clinching a brand new trade deal for the Europeans with Australia. What's the view from the White House on this?
Look, if two of our closest allies come to an agreement on trade, I think that helps the world. It doesn't hurt the world. We just want to make sure we get our deal done.
Of course, you're not jealous of the other friendships that the European Union has across the world.
We have other agreements as well. We have agreements with South Korea, with Japan. We're moving forward on a number of different tracks. I don't think we could lecture somebody else about doing the same.
And is that a warning shot to Brussels to get that vote across?
I don't make warning shots. I'm just hopeful that they'll get it across. I think it's in their best interest. I think it's in our best interest of the people of Europe and the people of America. So let's get it done. Let's move on. Let's really build the kind of economic relationship and the kind of joint prosperity that we could and should share.
OK, we'll keep a close eye on it. Ambassador Andrew Puzder, thank you so much for coming into us here.